Good morning from base camp, Saturday, May 27th, 2023. Day 7, if I didn't already say that. It's early. We got up at daybreak and it's a little after 6 right now. And we're gonna strike out for Owl's Head. Very comfortable sleeping. The temperature outside is still in the mid-30s, but it feels very comfy and the sun's coming up. Clean hands, clean teeth, we're ready to go. So we're gonna leave the tent here, and then depending on how Owl's Head goes and how I feel afterwards, we'll either stay here another night and cross the water tomorrow morning, or if I still have some gas in me, we'll break down camp, cross today. Because it's Memorial Day weekend, there's no way there's going to be any tent sites available at the Franconia Brook tent site. So if we just hike a couple miles and get to the Cedar Brook Trail, I'm sure I can find somewhere in the woods to set up a tent. But first things first, let's go get Owl's Head. Day 7, we've made it to the trail junction with Lincoln Brook, so that's good. And we're making our way towards Owl's Head. The one thing I forgot to mention this morning, which was awesome, was the first morning putting dry socks on. And the trail runners were almost dried out as well, although they're a little damp now. But it was so nice putting on dry socks this morning. What a treat. We'll check in later. Day 7 update. We're making our way up the slide. We bypassed the bushwhack. I haven't done the slide in a long time, so up we go. Day 7 update. We made it to Owl's Head. Woo! Summit Karen. There were 2 people down at the start of the slide trail. So it'll be interesting to see how many people are going for Owl's Head today as I head back. But I'm gonna take a little break here, air out the feet, have a little something to eat, and then start heading back. What's up? Saturday, May 27th, 2023, day 7 of our Direttissima attempt. We just got back to base camp. I was debating, well, if it wasn't Memorial Day weekend, I would pack up camp like I did last year and go a ways to go to the Franconia Brook tent site and get a spot there. But Saturday, Memorial Day weekend, I mean, I'm not even gonna bother. There's no way there's anything open. So I'll just stay here and have a little bit of a further walk tomorrow and have a water crossing first thing in the morning, which is fine. We certainly had a lot of water crossings today. 2 out of the 3 at Lincoln Brook were up to my knees, easily up to my knees, and 1 got up to mid-thigh. Just the line I took was not the best line, I guess. But yeah, a lot of people were out and about. I probably counted about 40 hikers and backpackers heading towards Owl's Head or at Owl's Head, or I guess continuing on the 13 Falls, but you probably wouldn't take Lincoln Brook to do that, but maybe you would. So yeah, a lot of people out, no surprise, great weather, everyone's in a good mood. As usual, the trail was very wet, so why even bother trying to keep your shoes dry on the water crossings when they're just gonna get wet anyway? So I'm drying them out now. Yeah, another good day. Done a little early, so I'm just gonna relax. I do kind of like, part of me does want to push on, but this was like the first day where I was a full slack pack all day, so I didn't have my tent and all my overnight gear on the trek out to Owl's Head. So in my mind, that gives my back and shoulders at least a little bit of a rest for a day. So I don't want to put the full pack on. I like give my back not that it's hurting, but it's good not to like overdo things, right? my left thigh that I hurt going up South Twin. I mean, it was that I couldn't even like bend my leg enough to like, it was hard to get my left sock on and off because I just couldn't bend that way. It's been what, 2 days now, and it's starting to feel a little bit better. It was I noticed today it definitely wasn't as bad. It wasn't as stiff as it has been. And even sleeping on it last night, when I was rolled on that side, it wasn't as stiff. So that is on the mend, which is good news. Other than that, yeah, that's the other good thing about not like adding more miles to the day, just to not like tear things up, you know, keep my feet pretty good. Everything else is in pretty good shape. So we'll chill here. Man, I wish I had a cold beer right now. That would be a good way to cap the first full week out on this Direttissima, but sadly we don't have one. That's okay. Coffee will be fine and water will be fine. Yeah, just gonna relax here and plan on getting another early start tomorrow, and head on over to the Hancocks and then see where we're gonna end up camping tomorrow night. That'll be interesting. If we camp around the same spot we did last year, or maybe push on, do the road walk on the Kank, get initially on Greeley Pond Trail, and then find somewhere to camp. I don't think I'm not gonna push it and like go for the Osceolas tomorrow, unless like I seriously doubt it, but to be set up a little closer for that, because I won't be getting a resupply. Last year, my first resupply, it was coming out of the Hancocks at that Hancock overlook on the Kank, but that was already day 10 for me, and it will only be day 8 instead this time, so I definitely don't need a resupply. I probably don't need one. I'll try and figure that out tonight, how many more days I can do, because I just had a 1-bar service on the top of Owl's Head. You know, it's where you can't send iMessages or get internet, but you can send text messages. So briefly touch base with Sarah, because she was thinking she might have to come out and resupply me in the next couple days, which makes sense because that's how it was last year. But I brought more stuff, and thinking I might be delayed with the snow. So I can definitely go, I think, at least another 5-6 days, maybe even more. So I'll figure that out tonight to have a better idea when I'll need that resupply. Last year I did 2 resupplies. Maybe this year I can get away with just 1, so Sarah only has to come up here once on a resupply. We'll see. So all that kind of fun stuff I can figure out. Gonna get a bunch of water going. Gonna just relax, get base camp situated for the night, and maybe we'll check in later. See ya. Okay, recap for day 7, Saturday, May 27th. We only got 1 peak today, but it's a good one. It's a remote one. Still a lot of miles. Owl's Head is in the books, so that brings our total, I just counted, to 17. So I'm really happy with that. Definitely on a slightly faster pace than last year, which is good. And I don't think I'm gonna need a resupply for another week or so, based on the dinners that I have. So it's not always great eating a hot dinner when it's hot out, but that's the trade-off for not camping on the snow, I guess. I was able to hang outside for probably a good hour and a half before the bugs just got to be a little too much. I really didn't want to put the deed on if I didn't have to, so chilled in the tent, had some dinner. Probably got another hour until sunset, but I'm going to wrap things up, lay down, rest up, and be ready and raring to go tomorrow for the Hancocks. So see you then.